Hello everyone, welcome all of you. So today we are taking a session on how to crack B School interview and what. Since all of you are aware, CAT 2020 is over, and keeping in mind what kind of a haywire year it has been for all of you in the wake of a recent pandemic, coronavirus, all of you have suffered a lot when it comes to your CAT preparation. Let it not be the case when it comes to your interview and VAT process. So today you guys will get a full insight into what to prepare and how to prepare and where to prepare it from. So let's begin with a brief introduction. My name is Nitika Davar. I have more than 9 years of teaching experience. I'm a 99 percentiler on SAT, and I've done my graduation and post graduation in literature. Before we move forward, I would like to ask you all to subscribe to our YouTube Cat for MBA channel and our Telegram channel so that you guys keep receiving the updates for every live class that we take. We must speak about cat value offering. So be it your iconic cat subscription or your plus subscription, you guys are offered with pools and pools of such advantages and facilities which are a must when it comes to preparing for CAT 2021. You guys get 3,000 and more hours of live classes, 1,200 and plus hours of special classes, and 45 new tests every month, be it CAT or for OMITs. So with the iconic CAT subscription, you guys will see that you will get more benefits compared to the plus subscription. Also, the educators, you have one of the leading educators of our country performing on the same platform, and you would be able to access different courses which are available, which are you can pick up the courses which are suitable to your time and place. And other than that, there are test series, practice sessions, special classes, live quizzes, and much more that is offered to you guys. So just like I said, there are two subscription plans which are available. You must select the one that suits you. Plus has its own benefits, but Iconic comes with even more benefits than the Plus subscription, like listed here. So you get a personal coach, you get OMITS preparation, experts guidelines, and test analysis, which are the extra features which have been added to Iconic subscription. So, in order to purchase any of the subscriptions, once you go to the Unacademy Learning app, you install it on your on your mobile phones or on your desktop. You would see that you will be met with various subscription plans. Choose the one that suits your requirement. I believe 12-month and 24-month plans are the most lucrative ones. You can use my referral code, which is Nitika10, in order to get a 10% discount. Now let's look at the leaderboard. So these are the few of our CAT students who have cracked the CAT examination with flying colors. You can see with all of them scoring more than 99 percentile, 99.96, 99.91, and with so many other students who have come up on the leaderboard, you could be the next one when it comes to CAT 2021. There are a few batches that I would like to inform you of before we move ahead. So, for example, we are starting with the weekday evening batch for CAT 2021 on 18 January, and there's this absolute weekday batch. So, which is a morning batch for CAT 2021 and a working professional batch for all those working professionals. We can understand how frustrating it can be to manage your studies and your work. So we have come up with a specific batch specifically for those students who are working professionals. Again, I would like to remind you guys, you can use my referral code, which is Nitika10, to get 10% waiver of your subscription fee. Other than that, there's an Academy Champions League, which is conducted on alternate Sundays, 5 to 7 p.m. You can win exciting prizes and scholarships. Must take part in the same. Now let's come down to our today's topic. Let's see what is the difference between written exam and interview. Since most of you must be wondering why are we being made to go for this VAT process or the interview process. Like you guys must be aware, earlier there used to be GD, but now GD has been scraped out of the GDPI and VAT process. Why did that happen, and why are we being made to go for such examination examinations and what is the difference. Please understand, guys, they're trying to judge exactly how you guys are able to target, tackle the pressure. At the same time, how good are your communication skills? So for example, you guys would be writing a lot of mails once you land up on a job which is managerial in nature. So they're trying to judge that already, what kind of views you possess and what are your writing styles via the written exam. And via the interview, they're trying to see whether how well are you able to tackle the pressure, how well are you able to describe things about yourself and tackle your academics. So all these things, they are able to judge via these written exams and interview process. The difference between the two is that interview is a test of selection, whereas written test is a process of elimination or rejection. Please understand, first you're made to go for the bad examination and only then you go on with your interview process. So they are just seeing whether they are going to select you or not, whereas VAT is conducted at a larger scale in order to make sure they are able to reject or eliminate the ones unwanted ones that they really don't need. So remember all this before you move on. So let's see, what are your general feelings before the interview. Most of the CAT aspirants end up feeling anxiety, tension and apprehension whether they are going to select you or not. These are the feelings that hold you back, guys. So these are the feelings that we need to be away from. We need to keep them at bay. We need to be really confident about ourselves while going about the interview. Now you might be wondering, why is ma'am telling us what not to do before what to do? Because we have to scrape out all those red flags. These things, whatever is mentioned over here, are nothing but red flags. Trust me, guys, these B school interviewers, they are looking out for these red flags. If they see the anxiety, if they see the tension or the apprehension in your on your face or in your words, how you speak, everything that you do reeks of tension or anxiety, then they are definitely not going to select you. Now, why is it that the normal feelings that we associate with the interview are negative anxiety and pressure? Now, the reason for a negative feelings is that I want to be a winner, but I'm afraid that they are going to ask me questions on topics and subjects that I don't know. So, this presupposition is what is holding you back, guys. So, we will deal with this in much more detail, that how we do not have to be afraid of the fact that there might be some questions that might come up on in front of me which I might not be able to tackle. Rather, we have to focus on the areas that I will be able to really excel at, and that itself brings a very positive approach to your interview. It carries your interview forward. So remember these things while going about the interview process. Now, what is the purpose of the interview? What is it that they are going to check in the interview? Knowledge and aptitude, guys, are the main key features. I'm sure you must have always heard it from your seniors, from your faculties, from anybody who is minutely associated with the B schools, that knowledge and aptitude are the two things that they are, the testing in the written part of the examination itself. But when it comes to the interview, they are not generally looking for academics. So most of the students complain that, ma'am, they did not even want to know about me, they wanted to know about my academics. So guys, even in the questions that they are posing out of academics, they are judging your confidence level, whether you have the ability to think logically or not. So why are you checked on these two parameters is that your actual work environment that you're likely to come across with is going to be unpredictable and unforeseen and unprecedented in a nature, and you can tackle it only if you think logically. So this is the reason why logical thinking is being tested, your confidence level, how well you are able to tackle things even when some situation goes awry, right? So for example, I'll give you an example of an interview that was taken, IMK cozy code interview that took place last year. And one of my students, her name was Prerna, and her leaflet, her CV or whatever leaflet they had kept it right. They had muddled it up And what they did was they, in the very beginning, when she entered the room, they asked her that, hi, so introduce yourself, tell us something about yourself, or something like that. And when she started talking about herself, so this student was from mechanical, and when she started explaining about herself, they said, why have you lied here? Here it says that you have done BTech in biotech and whatnot, and this and that. So this girl, she got all confused, she got all red, she got all, cranky in a minute, that what just happened with me. I mean, she completely lost her confidence. And then they said, oh, you know what, this is some other girl, she's Sapna. We must have muddled up the leaflets. Let me look at yours. And hers was right on the top. So guys, this was a simple trick that was played on her. Now imagine you have started telling them about yourself, and then your morale completely comes down when they tell you that, it is saying something else. Why have you lied over here? So now imagine your entire morale will come down. They are going to break you down, guys. But we also need to be prepared before we going ahead with in front of them. We have to be prepared in a manner that this seat which is there in front of me, ये seat तो मैं लेके ही जाऊंगा boss. I am not going to let it go, and I need a seat in the B school. So these unpredictable, unforeseen circumstances must, when they will come in front of you on the interview, and you should be able to tackle them. My years of experience has just taught me this, that we can never be fully prepared for what kind of questions are going to turn up on the examination. We can just prepare ourselves to be able to deal with them no matter what may come across. Okay, so the moment if you are good at logical thinking, even if once you have that confidence within you, then it becomes easy. And it shows a lot of commitment level on your hand, that you have done your homework before you came for the interview. Now, how are they going to check on your commitment? Let's try to discuss that. Now, just like I said, the interview is not limited to academics. There are going to be different areas that they're going to ask. Very few of us has have a choice with academics. Trust me, we haven't had the opportunity to exercise the choice in academics. However, there can be other areas we can actively participate out of choice, like a hobby or a sport, right? So knowledge in areas that indicate level of commitment and confidence, we can always include certain areas in our interview process which show that how your commitment has been such that you have not failed to commit to a certain part. So it can be something as simple as the fact that you're fond of movies, so your level of commitment can be checked by the knowledge that you have in that field. So, if a person is participating in an area out of choice, he or she is likely to gain incidental knowledge about that area, right? So, this is what we are trying to show them. This is how we are trying to show them that we are good at what we do. And I'm just going to speak about it for another minute. How the negative feelings that we carry usually during the interviews, are they justifiable or they're not? The negative feelings like tension and fear, they are not at all needed, guys, and they are unwarranted, because the entire interview is mostly going to be on your areas of strength and not on weakness. Just like I said, if we are going to expel a lot of strength and confidence out of ourselves, the panel is only going to be interested in our strong point and not in our weaknesses unless we let them out. So these red flags are few things that we need to refrain from. Now we'll talk a bit about the written ability test, which is your WAT. Many students over the years have asked me, ma'am, what are they looking for? क्यों हमसे ऐसे लिखवा रहे हो? ऐसे तो हमने बहुत बचपन में लिखा था. Now why are we being made to go ahead with WAT? Please understand, guys, stop comparing an essay to a WAT. Written ability test is, just like I said, not only testing your written ability skills, but also testing how well are you able to deal with the situation. So the kind of topics which have appeared on the examination, on such WAT exams over the years, have themselves been so controversial, so weird. Sometimes topics like software is a burger and beef is a cow, and then pigs are flying, such vague topics come up that we tend to lose track and we are not able to logically think or come up with some connection or provide valuable inputs on our WAD examination. So first of all, let's discuss what are they looking for. They're looking for your prep structure. We'll discuss the prep structure in detail in a minute. Point, reason, example, point. सबसे पहली चीज, I don't know how many of you here are from ICSE board. Most of you might be from CBSE. So CBSE में बच्चों को पढ़ाया ही इस तरीके से जाता है कि this is the format for an essay and this is how you're supposed to go for it. Guys, your VAT exam is not only about content. I know most of the students here feel that the exam is about the content. Content is just a very minuscule part of it. The bigger part is the structure. Please understand, if your structure is sound, you guys can easily ace at your VAT examination, and structure is what we'll be discussing about today. Clarity of thought. So how easily are you able to decipher what is being asked out of you in the topic, and how logically are you able to build connections, how well are you able to give examples? All such things are being judged. And then again, they are looking at lucid and simple language and expression. Many students come up to me and ask me, ma'am, आपका vocabulary तो बहुत अच्छा है, you end up using big words. I don't have a very good level of vocabulary. How am I supposed to go about on the VAT examination? Please understand, guys, when you are going for the VAT exam, they are not looking for big words. They are rather looking for transitions, simple language से आप कैसे बहुत beautiful thoughts communicate कर सकते हो कि नहीं कर सकते. That is all that they are looking for. Other than that, ideas, how your ideas are built in a smooth and logical flow. Again, it corresponds to structure. You will understand this a bit better in a minute. Again, your grammar and handwriting are important, unless the VAT exam is online. Other than that, your handwriting and your grammar both are very much important. Vocab इतनी important नहीं है, पर grammar के बहुत marks हैं. So you need to really make sure that your grammar is at par with what is expected out of you. You cannot afford to make grammatical errors while going about the VAT examination. And then even if you have threshold subject knowledge, you're going to sail through the VAT exam real well. Now let's discuss what exactly is the prep structure that I was trying to discuss about. Now prep structure, guys, is point, reason, example, point. Now what you need to know is, not only does your entire entire VAT exam need to be in this particular format, but every paragraph of your essay needs to be in this particular format. What is point, reason, example, point? Let me just explain it to you in a minute. So what do we mean by point, reason, example, point? What we need to make sure is, guys, please understand that your entire essay comes with a specific structure, a specific format, and what should be that format? So we will of course begin with our introduction. I hope all of you are aware what do we mean by an introduction. And let's just basically discuss what are the three main components. The introduction is there, then there is body, which should ideally be 2 paras, can be more if you want, and then there is conclusion. I hope all of you understand that this is the basic format that we need to follow while going about the examination. Now introduction, body and conclusion are the three main areas that we are looking at. Introduction is what, guys? In introduction we are generally introducing the topic, and the introduction also has to be very eye catchy. Remember, introduction बहुत अच्छा तब होता है जब हम उसको when we try to make it very interesting for the reader. If your if your essay is going to look monotonous or mundane or redundant, then the reader is not going to be interested at all, because your essay is just going to be like anybody else's. In order to make it interesting for the reader, we need to make sure that our introduction should be very nice. So the introduction should always have a surprise element, I believe. It can begin with a question, it can become with an annotation. You can use the element of question. You can use quotes to begin your Introduction, the easiest way is to give a definition. अगर आपको कोई कोट नहीं आता, कुछ नहीं आता उससे रिलेटेड, so what you can do is you can just give a definition. So for example, there is a passage, there is a VAT topic which talks about capital punishment. Okay, so it talks about capital punishment. Start with defining what capital punishment is that clear to you guys? So at the same time, introduction could have deeper level definitions, your intention, what you are going to do in the particular essay, what you are going to talk about in the VAT. All these things should be there in the introduction. There could be an annotation, anecdote that could be there. There could be a dialogue that you could use to make it a bit interesting. When it comes to the body paragraph, that is when we are supposed to follow the point, reason, example, point wala apna structure. So what is point, reason, example, point? Now your paragraph, your essay will not just talk about one major area. It needs to talk about many such areas. So let's take an example. Let's say your paragraph, the VAT topic has something to do with, let's take the example of orange is the new black. Now, what do we do with this? Orange is the new black. Now, what you need to remember is, guys, now I have to build connections. Some student might say that orange is the new black को हम किस way में लेके जा सकते हैं? Some of you might be aware that it is a TV series, right? It's a Netflix series. One could talk about that. But if you will ask me, I will not just talk about it in one light. How I will take it is, so for example, we can talk about Trump being the new Obama. So because the Trump is kind of orange and Obama is black. So is Trump the new Obama or he is not? We could take it in that light. You can take it anywhere, guys. You could talk about it being a Netflix series and about convicts, because this Netflix series is about convicts, how convicts are in the US and how things are for them. We can talk about it in the light of the fashion trends, right? So how fashion trends keep evolving, and now earlier, a little black dress is everything a girl wanted to own, and now how we are welcoming different changes. So for example, Kim Kardashian announced that the color for fall this year had to be this neon neon orange, which is a very beautiful color in fact. And how fashion trends keep evolving, we could take it over there. And again, orange is the new black can take such many representations which you could think of, or probably we can even link it to Hindutva, how saffron kind of represents Hindutva and how it is becoming evil nowadays. Black is often associated with evil. How we are taking it to a bit of an extreme, and how it is getting a bit kind of complicated for others to reason. Now, guys, this is exactly what I mean to say. I don't mean to say that once a student is writing about Trump is the new Obama, we'll only talk about Trump is the new Obama in the entire VAT session. So your body should include all of these 4 pointers that I have discussed. So think up of all the areas that you can link your topic to and use them all in your body. So how do we go ahead with it? So we start with the topic sentence, which is your point. So in the very beginning, in the beginning of the sentence, you start of the paragraph, you start with the topic sentence, which is a point, and you try to reason it. Then you try to give explanation, justify it. Then you guys need to give examples. Please remember, guys, any passage, any essay without examples is plain. It doesn't make any sense. You must include good amount of examples while going about it. So the moment you have given examples, just conclude the paragraph. So every paragraph will follow this structure, And then we come down to conclusion, and in the conclusion what we need to do is we need to just restate or paraphrase our important pointers, the major pointers that we have made, and we'll restate them. And we could also give our visionary statement, our axiomatic view, what we feel about the issue, what government should do, what this should do. The conclusion should also look like a solution, guys. A conclusion is also incomplete if it is not stating a solution. So towards the end, you could probably give an idea what can be done to improve the situation, and I as an individual can do this. The government should take some steps like such. The general populace should do this. So something like that would really benefit. To explain it a bit more to you guys, so you can start with an interesting fact, an anecdote, and a dialogue, quotation, or a definition. This is exactly what I was trying to explain you is the meaning of your introduction. The body of the essay can be like 2 to 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph will speak a specific point. Just like I said, do not just include one pointer. One paragraph can be on Trump is the new Obama. One paragraph can be on TV series. One paragraph can be on it being a fashion trend, right? The first sentence is the topic sentence, the main sentence, and each specific point should be converted into a paragraph. You follow the prep structure that I've just taught you guys. So use the reason, use the example, and then give the pointer again. And how do we build our conclusion? I just told you guys, recapitulate, restate the strongest points in just different words. Just like I said, paraphrase your important pointers, and you can even suggest a plan of action. You can give a personal opinion or a visionary statement. So visionary statement is your viewpoint again. So I hope if you guys have any queries, you can just message on the live chat or anything like that. So I will definitely, you can comment on the description below. So you guys your queries will be answered. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. So this is supposed to help you with all the VAT and PIs. This is just a small part of how we go ahead with it. I'll be posting more such videos where you will learn more things about VAT and PI. Do not shy away from texting me, guys, if you have any issues. That's all for the day. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you.